you could sign your mates up to have to play against one of the ex-pros.
Sick.
Oh, mate, it sounds amazing. God, it sounds like a dream. It sounds like this never could happen. Like, human beings hanging out near each other and like eating food next to each other and stuff. It's like, man, it's so sad.
Yeah, isn't it? It's depressing.
It is just, oh man, I need to get back to that.
Good times. Good times.
Yeah. Okay, who's up next? Sam, who's your greatest sportsman of all time? Sportsperson, sorry. You can have anyone.
So, I wrote down 3, but I'm gonna pick one based on the way we've set them up. I'm gonna go for a singular person.
Sweet.
And his name is Tiger Woods.
Oh yeah.
So,
good shout.
Let me reel off his numbers: 15 major wins.
Yeah.
And
almost 16.
And 82 career wins.
That's insane.
That is unreal, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's nuts.
I mean, he just dominated for about 15 years, and that is the most individual of individual sports. Yes, you have your caddy, but ultimately the decision of the shot is the player. Yeah. You know? Mm-hmm. And they've got the swing coach, and they've got all of those, much like a darts player would have, I'm sure, some kind of
elbow coach,
drinking coach,
fag coach.
But yeah, I went for Tiger Woods because of what he did, and then how he's come back as well. You know,
I was gonna say that, like, after all the time off and the obviously controversy and all that stuff, and he's come back. And he wobbled when he first came back, and then he just slotted right back in, didn't he?
Yeah.
And which is huge. It's absolutely huge, being able to come back from that.
Absolutely, and he had a huge operation on his back. You know, so he's overcome, so much, and the back is so crucial for the swing of golf. And then he's come back. He's won the Masters, and he's only 3 shy now of being the most successful golfer of all time in terms of Masters. And major wins, so it's not out of the question.
Who's the most successful?
Jack Nicklaus.
Oh right, yeah.
He's got 18.
Fair. I mean, he's got plenty of years left as well. Tiger. Yeah. Like, it's not like he's running out of time.
No.
No. Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, I can't disagree with that at all. He's fantastic. He's got a bit of style as well, and yeah, I mean, I guess. I don't want to bring race into stuff, but to come into a sort of predominantly white sport back in the day, do you know what I mean? It's a very sort of country club, white American style sport, and then to come up as a young black lad, and do so well is just an extra tick in the box for me. That's yeah. I mean, I don't know the history or the story or anything, but he must have had a few times when he's been at country clubs somewhere and he's not had a very nice time and still cracked on and shown them all how to play, basically.
Yeah,
so fair play to
I mean,
him.
One of the best things about sport is that it is this sort of equalizer, isn't it? Because it doesn't matter what you look like, what your orientations is, whatever the hell. If you're really good, that's all that matters.
Yeah,
right. It's a complete meritocracy. If you're the best at something, you're the best at something. No one's gonna really try and stop you. Because you'll make them money. That's the thing. Again, another sort of capitalist thing there as well. If you're going to make people money by being amazing, they're not going to stand in your way, no matter what you look like or what ethnicity or sexuality or whatever. So that's why sport is so good, in my opinion. One of the reasons is it, like I say, it's just it's colorblind. It doesn't care. It just, if you're good, you're there. You'll make it. So we just need to try and get that in every other system.
Yes.
Yeah, big time.
Ideally. But yeah, great shout. Tiger Woods is good.
Nice.
Really good at it.
Okay,
right,
so...
what you got? Beat
last,
that.
but by no means least, right?
Do you mind if can I guess the sport?
Go for it.
Cricketer.
It's a cricketer, yeah.
It's a cricketer. All right, I'll not take any more then from that. You go for it.
Mate. So I'm going team sport, right? So I'm the curveball. So this guy is current player. He's also not got technically the numbers like your two boys have got, right? Freddie
Flintoff.
Look, Flintoff is great, right? He's absolutely fantastic. And in fact, my boy Ben Stokes, right? The greatest cricketer of all time. Ben Stokes, he's in the same sort of arena as Flintoff. He's got the same sort of style. He's an all-rounder. He's a batsman. He's a bowler. But listen, the reason why I love him is that he's an Englishman, for a start, right? I had to pick an Englishman. He just his innings last year, or the year before now even, 2019, that World Cup final was the greatest sporting event ever in the history of the world, in my opinion. It was absolutely insane. The World Cup final, Cricket World Cup final, was the best thing I've ever seen in my life, right? And I'm speechless. I can't come up with the words. It was so good. I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it. Right, the feats that he went to win us that World Cup final were just. It's making me sweat. It was so good, right? Because I was on the edge of my seat the entire day, and the way that he just commanded that team, like in the face of adversity, slogging balls left, right, and centre. Like we had no chance at the end of the day there, and he absolutely nailed it for us. And then he did the same thing again about a couple of months later against Australia in the Ashes. We were down and out. We were gone. We were getting thrashed. It looked like we were going to have our pants pulled down in our own back garden. And Stokes comes out swinging, and he sticks it to the Aussies. And just his passion, his spirit, on top of his just natural born skill. The fact that he's an Englishman, the fact that he had a bit of controversy a couple of years ago when he was involved in that bar brawl outside that club in Bristol, and everyone
wasn't that just sorry to interrupt, but wasn't that just before the World Cup? There was umming and ahhing whether he'd be in the team because of it or something, right?
It was just before the Ashes, just before that.
The Ashes, sorry.
Yeah,
sorry, the
exactly.
Ashes, right.
So he didn't play in that Ashes series because he was I don't know whether he was banned or suspended or something because of the fight, but it turned out that he was acquitted of what he was doing and that he was sort of defending two chaps that were getting accosted or something, basically. He still shouldn't have done it, but he came out fighting for the good guys, basically, physically with his fists outside of a club.
Good man.
Strangely enough, kind of like gives him an extra tick in the bar.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not condoning violence or anything, but he's looking out for people who are being harassed, right? Mm-hmm. And he's just got the spirit for me. He's got the passion, the spirit, and he's like, no matter how far behind we are. And that happens a lot, being an England fan. Like, I've still got faith if he's in the team because he's pulled it out of his arse time and time again. And just as a sporting experience, I don't care about how many runs he makes or the stats or whatever. I'm just like, the greatest sporting experiences I've had in my life have been watching Ben Stokes stick it to the opposition just out of nowhere. And it's just been the best thing ever. I'd pay any money to watch that Cricket World Cup final again with fresh eyes, not knowing the result. I'd pay any money, thousands of pounds, to have that experience again. So that's why I'm picking Ben Stokes.
Great. Yeah, great shout. I'm remembering now moments where I think he's in and the other batsman is like a bowler.
Yeah.
I don't know who. We don't want touching the ball with his bat.
Yeah.
We don't want him having a swing. So like they were doing everything in their power to keep Stokes at the wicket against the bowler, right?
On strike,
and it's just constantly like they'll not take a run, an easy one run, if they know it's just going to flip him over. He'll just stay still. Like, nah, that's fine. I'm going to get a 4 or get a 6 or something.
Yeah,
I just remember that, and it's just because it's like that's the only way to win, right? And it's yeah. It's great. I love it. I love that because he's been in for so long. He's been in. Every other batsman's just been chewed through, but he's still there.
Yeah. Do you know what? I think he's lucky as well. You can say what you want about technique and stuff. There are, specifically with cricket, there are some incredible cricketers that have got amazing stats, right? And then they get a chance with England and they're just not lucky. They just don't have a good run of form and things don't go their way and they get forgotten about and left out and that's it. That's them done then. But Stokes, he's just got something about him. I mean, I don't believe in luck, but he's lucky. Like, just good stuff happens around him. Like, the coin toss goes the right way when he's around. Everything. It's just incredible. He's a talisman. So, yeah, he's at the top for me.
Great. Very good. Have we got any just really quick, maybe some ones that just didn't quite make the cut that you just want to quickly rattle off?
So my other two, I guess if I was to rank them now as we're doing that, second for me, as it stands today, would be Lewis Hamilton.
Nice.
English guy. Again, as you mentioned before, Adam, going into a very white sport as a kid, who's not white. And as we talk today, is 7-time champion, who's equalled Schumacher's championships, but is beating him on poles and race wins. So he's pretty much the greatest ever, and he's still going.
Yeah.
So he would be my second, and then third, I was going to go for Cristiano Ronaldo.
Mate, that's a good shout.
Back to my football roots, and for me, he's similar to Tom Brady in the fact that he's played at United, he's played at Real Madrid, now he's at Juventus, and he's won everything at every club.
Yeah, so I was going to say that. That is the proof of a single talent. That it doesn't matter where they go, success follows them wherever they go. So, and it just shows that they are making a huge impact on the game, right?
Exactly. So they're mine.
Nice, that's a good shout. Say what you want about Cristiano Ronaldo. He's a bit of a poser, but he's incredible. Yeah. He is incredible.
I would pose if I looked like him.
Yeah, I'll give it to you. Yeah. I mean, I can't remember what game it was, but I think it must have been the last World Cup or something. I remember him taking a free kick in one of the group stage games, and it's like relatively late on in the game, and he's just standing there, and he pulls his shorts right up, so you can see his massive quads, and he's waiting to take this free kick, and he's like breathing in and out of his nose like a bull. He's just going like this, and he's like holding those shorts right up in his crotch, and then the ref blows the whistle, and he just charges forward and smashes this ball straight in the back of the net. And just a second before he scores this goal, I'm like, he's going to score. I know it. I've got a gut feeling. I know it. And it happened immediately. It's just like a nice little moment. Like, I knew it was going in.
Yeah, he's another level, isn't he?
Yeah, big time. What about you, Greg?
I had a couple. Well, I was first running through sports, and I don't know, I think I get a little bit sort of nostalgic and sentimental when I pick these kind of things. So I was going through like rugby and golf and just things that stuck out, and so I've got a rugby and a golfer.
Nice.
So for rugby, I've got Jonah Lomu.
Yeah, great haircut.
I loved this guy, and when he passed away not that long ago, maybe it was a while ago now. Actually, it doesn't feel like it was that long, but I was really sad. Like it shocked me how much it affected me, because I like rugby, but I'm not a massive rugby fan. I'm certainly not like a massive New Zealand fan, but I just remember him as a kid so much, being so dominant. And if they weren't playing England, I would always support the All Blacks without fail, and just loving the haka and everything about it. And Jonah Lomu was probably the reason why, and his little tuft of hair that he had. And oh man, I just love that guy. And he was just such a beast, and he was such a massive winger as well, and just unstoppable. Anyway, so he was one, and then for golfing it was Garcia.
Oh right,
Sergio.
Just because I think Sam, you might, or both of you might be able to tell me, because my memory's so bad, but it might have been Ryder Cup, maybe Masters, I don't know. But his ball was literally behind a root of a tree, and the green was behind the tree, like perfectly behind the tree. So he had to basically shank this ball as hard as he could, and try and sort of swing it into the green effectively, which was like almost perfectly in front of the tree. So it's such an impossible shot. And I remember I've seen that shot so many times, and it still amazes me now. And he nails it so well. And it's just he's not even looking at the green. He's looking 90 degrees the wrong way. And oh man! And that stuck in my head so much that maybe he's obviously not as he's no Tiger Woods, but he's still just in my head. Like I just had to mention him. So.
Yeah, man, great. I love those little things. So it's funny how we sort of cling on to little moments, isn't it? That we're just like, we were with our dad when we were watching this, or we were knocked off our feet when we saw this happen, and it's like that sticks in our minds. Like that's what we realised this year when sort of sport stopped for a little bit and like nothing happened. I was like, God, I didn't realise how much I relied on sport. I don't think I'm the most sporty person in the world. I don't really play any sport at all, but I'm like, God, I watch a lot of sport and I didn't realise it. And it's a big part of my life, I love it. I mean, Six Nations started this weekend and it was fantastic. Like I watched all 3 games. I've got a couple of things to say about it, actually. Did either of you see any of the games?
I missed it all, unfortunately. No.
Cool. Likewise.
Sorry.
Just gonna
go for it.